Welcome back! My name is Baller Scuba. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1985. Today, we're going to talk about Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. The story of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego takes us back to Broderbund. We have talked about Broderbund several times before. To this point, Broderbund had acted purely as a video game publisher, publishing Choplifter and Lode Runner. We last talked about Broderbund in our video on Karateka. For Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, Broderbund decided to develop a video game themselves. Programmer Dane Bigham was inspired by Colossal Cave Adventure, but found that players would struggle to find the right words to control the game. Bigham decided he could write an adventure game for children using graphics and a menu to replace the text parser to make it easier to control. He began his work in 1983. Bigham took the concept to Broderbund's headquarters, talking to Gene Portwood and Lauren Elliott to further develop the game. Originally, the idea was a game of cops and robbers, but it would be streamlined to catching one criminal at a time. Broderbund's co-founder Gary Carlston suggested geography as a focus of the game. Carlston hired writer David Siefkin to develop the plot of the game, using real geographical facts as clues for the player to follow the criminal between countries. Siefkin would submit the script for the game, then leave the company to serve as a diplomat abroad. One of the villains Siefkin created was Carmen Sandiego, inspired by the city of San Diego in California, as well as the Brazilian actress and singer Carmen Miranda. The plot was fleshed out further after Siefkin left, including the organizations of the Acme Detective Agency and the Villains International League of Evil, or VILE. Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego is an educational game. The player plays as a new detective at the Acme Detective Agency. The player will be assigned a case of a villain stealing an important historical object or landmark. The villain will travel the world, leaving clues behind for the player to follow, both for the identity of the villain as well as the next location. Once the player gathers enough clues about the identity of the villain, they can receive an arrest warrant from Interpol. With a warrant, the player can catch up to the villain at the final destination and arrest the villain, solving the case. Broderbund published Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego to computers on April 23, 1985. That is a brief backstory to Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. With that now told, it's time to take a closer look at the game's paperwork. The game comes with a copy of the World Almanac, where the player can look up information given by the game. The game comes with a manual full of good information. That includes a map with the 30 locations in the game. It also comes with the police dossiers for the villains in the game and instructions on how to play. The plot of the game is introduced in a section named The Chase is On. It reads, Monday, 5 a.m. A ringing sound jars you awake. You grope for the phone and drop the receiver on the floor. Out of the darkness comes the voice of your boss. Wake up, kid. Got an assignment for you. You stumble out of bed, turn on the light, and grab your brand new detective's notebook. Ready, Chief, you answer, your voice thick with sleep. Just got a call from Interpol. Looks like Carmen's gang's pulled another caper. Any leads? Not with this bunch. They're too slick. Can't give you any more details on the phone. Better get down to the office double quick. It's gonna be a rough one. Right, Chief. As your trembling hand replaces the phone on its cradle, you wonder why you ever got into this line of work. Before this morning, Carmen Sandiego and her Villains International League of Evil, or VILE, were just sensational headlines in the newspaper. For more than 5 years, Carmen and her gang of felons had managed to stockpile the world's most valuable treasures while outwitting every so-called crime expert from New York to Sydney. Now they've struck again, and you, the newest employee of the Acme Detective Agency, have been given the near-impossible assignment of tracking them down. That is the paperwork for the game. with that now explored, it's time to play the game for ourselves. And here we are in the game. This is Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? As you can see, presented by Broderbund Software, there is our villain. It will always look like that. We get the Interpol police coming. It's got to be Interpol. They're international. It's kind of part of the name. Carmen's gang has pulled another caper, and it's up to you to crack the case. And then that is a far too big plane. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? This is a 1986 version. This is the DOS version, but this is kind of the closest to the one that I grew up with. I have a lot of experience playing this game. Dane Bigham, Gene Portwood, Lauren Elliott, they're all here. Let's get into the game. We won't spend too much time here. Detective at keyboard, please identify yourself. Now, I already have a profile set up for the highest level. I have never actually caught Carmen Sandiego, and I'm looking forward to being able to do that. So we do have something that I will be using later, but for now, we'll put in my name here. And this is going to be a new profile, and we'll show something at the lowest level of the game, and then I will kind of fast forward to the highest level, and I'll show you how to do that. All right. There's no record of your name on Interpol files. That is correct. Are you new here? I am. Let's do something at the basic level, and then we'll move on from there. You have been identified, Steven. Your current rank is rookie. I bet it is. So I have played a lot of this game growing up. I played a different version. If you are a longtime fan of the channel, you probably remember me doing something with that. And it looked a little different. Now we're playing the original, though. Or at least one of the original versions. Flash! National treasure stolen from Tokyo. The treasure has been identified as a samurai sword. Just a samurai sword. I mean, technically all the samurai swords, I believe, are national treasures, but I'm not sure one samurai sword is going to justify the expense of me trying to get it back, but I guess that's not my call. Male suspect reported at the scene of the crime. Your assignment: track the thief from Tokyo to his hideout and arrest him. You must apprehend the thief by Sunday, 5 p.m. Shouldn't be a problem. Good luck, Rookie Steven. Don't call me Rookie Steven. All right, so here we get a lovely picture of some cherry blossoms with Mount Fuji in the back. Japan consists of 4 main islands: Honshu, where Tokyo is located, Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku. I do believe that there's going to be some inaccuracies in terms of modern geography as we continue to play the game. I know there are some, but for the most part, they're pretty accurate here. Let's go ahead and see the connections. This is something that I like doing personally. I like knowing in advance what my options are. So we have Sydney, Australia, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and Colombo, which is Sri Lanka. So 3 very different locations. We will start by investigating. That's basically how you want to start this all the time. We'll investigate and go to the library. Yeah, I kind of already know what I'm doing. The reference librarian says, all I know is that he checked out all the books about the Amazon. Now, obviously, the Amazon is in Brazil, which would mean that he went to Rio de Janeiro. So we have 2 options at this point. We can just head to Rio, or we could continue to investigate to try to get more clues about who the villain is. I'm going to choose the second option, and then once we know who it is, we can just kind of streamline and go wherever we need to go. Next up, we have the Foreign Ministry. Let's see if we got anything there. A reliable source, the attaché says, a reliable source told me he left in a vehicle flying a green, blue, and yellow flag, which is how they describe the flag of Brazil, which is a little weird to me, but what do I know? I mean, it is. Those are the colors, but that's not how I describe it by looking at it. All right. The baggage clerk. The person you're looking for was here, and he left in a plane with a green, blue, and yellow flag. So once again, same clue. He talked about a croquet match. Okay. So I have the dossiers in front of me. We know it's a male suspect, and we know that he likes croquet. There's still 3 people that could be. So Let me make a note here just in case, because I'm going to be talking a lot. So we got male and we got croquet. In case I forget and mess it up. I don't want to mess things up. So we know that he is a male suspect and that his hobby is croquet. But that still leaves 3 people in the dossiers of who it could be. So I don't want to go to Interpol just yet. We're on the easy setting. We might as well. So we can put in male and we can put in croquet here. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out a way. I don't think there is a way for me to not submit this to Interpol, which is why I kind of just want to make notes instead. But if I hit compute here, it costs 2 to 3 hours of time. Everything you do costs time. Yeah, 3 hours there. So we still have Skar Greynault, Fast Eddie B, and Ihor Ihorovic as our possible suspects. All right, we'll move on to the next location, Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, I should have so much time on the easy setting. All right, then we have to sleep. I don't know why I couldn't just try to sleep on the plane, but that's not a thing that happens. All right, this is the capital of the capital of Brazil is Brasilia, a new city built in the interior of the country. You can kind of see Christ the Redeemer in the background in this picture here, but we are in Rio. Yeah, Brasilia, interesting story. Trying to get people inside didn't work. All right, so now we have I believe that's Moroni. That's one that I'm not super familiar with here. Let me check here. It is the Comoros Islands. It could be Moroni. It's I'm not entirely sure on that one because I don't know the Comoros Islands all that well, but nonetheless, that is an option for us. Then we have Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland, and then we can head back to Tokyo, which you shouldn't need to do. All right, here's the big test here. The first place that you investigate will let you know if you have chosen the right spot. Go to the marketplace. And we have chosen the right spot. A vile henchman, you must be on the right track. Street merchant says, I saw the person you're looking for, and he changed his money to francs. He arrived in a private limo. All right, so we got lots of clues here. So he changed his money to francs, which is, once again, outdated information, but that would be Moroni or Moroni, the Comoros Islands. They're a French colony, I guess you could say at the time. They're part of France, so I believe that is where you want to go. Is that true? I don't know. Let me look that up. Comoros Islands. I don't want to say false information here. Let me look them up on modern stuff here. Yes, it is still part of France officially. So yes, it is part of France. So that's why they would have francs, which of course France doesn't have as of now. All right, limousine. So we got male croquet, and we have a limousine. According to my notes, that is going to eliminate Fast Eddie B, but it still leaves 2 people in Skar Greynault and Ihor Ihorovic. So I'm going to continue to look for more clues about the person, and hopefully we can get hair or whether they're wearing a tattoo or have a ring. That's kind of the important thing. All right, moving on to the next one. All I know is he changed his money for francs, and he had a fancy ring on. All right, so that should be enough information for us. He's got a limousine, and he's got a ring on. I should point out that there's a couple here that never get used. There is male and female, right? Hobby is croquet. Tennis is used. Music is never used. Mountain climbing is used. Skydiving, never used. Swimming, never used. Then we have croquet. So there's a few kind of traps here that you can be put into. Just throwing that out there. Hair, everybody has some form of hair, but, well, yeah, there's no bald people in the game. Kind of weird. There are no brown-haired male suspects. There are blondes on both sides, red hair on both sides, and there are no black-haired female suspects, at least not in this version of the game. Ring is real. Let's look at some of the other ones. Nobody limps in the dossiers, so that's a fake one. Rings are fairly popular. Tattoos are very popular. There's no scars in the game, and jewelry is popular as well. All right, so those are some of them. Also, nobody has a race car. Nobody has that. All the other ones are used. What was it? Limousine. Okay, so those are kind of your options. This is what we got for the clues for the game. This should give us enough to get us our warrant. There we go. It's Scar Greynault. I now have a warrant to arrest him. Now I have to remember where we're going. We're going to Moroni here. It's off the east coast of Africa, the Comoros Islands. Very interesting place. The version that I played growing up didn't have this one. There's a couple changes that they made over the years, but we'll eventually talk about that. All right, there are 3 Comoro Islands. I don't know why they didn't put Comoro. Well, I guess it is the Comoro Islands, not the Comoros Islands, but that's how I've always heard it. One with an active volcano. That's all they have to say about that. All right, now that we have the warrant, we can kind of go faster here. We just need to know where he goes next. We already know who he is, so I just need clues on where to go. Let's see the connections. We can go to New Delhi, Port Moresby, which is Papua New Guinea, in Singapore, which is Singapore, and New Delhi, which is India. All right, first spot, let's go to the Foreign Ministry. We are once again in the right spot. Prime Minister. I hate when they give us this clue because, I don't honestly care enough to look this stuff up. I believe that India has a prime minister. Singapore, I don't know. Papua New Guinea, I don't know. But, what else you got? Give me something else. He was changing his money to rupees, which would be India. So we're going to go to New Delhi here. Welcome to New Delhi, the capital of India, and site of the ancient Red Fort, a former Mughal palace. All right, we'll investigate. And are we going to have to go one more place, or are we good? One more place, it looks like. He said he planned to study ancient Sparta, which is a dead giveaway for me. You can either go to Moscow or Athens at this point. We are going to go to Athens because Athens is very close to Sparta in terms of the world. So Athens is where we're going to go. We're going to head to Greece. Welcome to Athens, capital of Greece and home of the famous Parthenon. And it's only Thursday, but I believe this is going to be our last stop. I think this is as far as we need to go to get the guy in the first level. Sure enough, there he is. There goes the suspect. The cops are after him. Go get him, Interpol. And they got him. Thanks to your help, the Tokyo police have apprehended Scar Greynault. Scar Greynault had the loot, a samurai sword, which will be returned to the grateful residents of Tokyo. We here at Interpol thank you for your good work on this case. Good job, Stephen. You have earned a promotion. Hooray. Your new rank is Sleuth. All right. And here you can see all the people that are on this game that have been saved over the years. As you can see, I have Baller Scuba. I'm at the highest rank, which is Ace Detective. Technically, that's the highest rank. I believe I have 4 more to go to get to the Hall of Fame, which we will do. All right, 3 cases into your next promotion. Ready for your next case, Steven? We're going to say no so that I can switch profiles to the higher level one, and then we'll go from there. We should be good to go I'll go a little bit faster. Obviously, I don't need to explain everything as we go. So Yeah, we'll just go faster, and we'll do it until I catch Carmen and get put in the Hall of Fame. My understanding is that once you're at the Ace Detective level, which you need 10 cases solved to do, then Carmen can start showing up as a suspect. Before then, it's all kind of random, although I believe that the first one has been the same for me in both profiles, but there's going to be some randomness to it. Or at least it feels random. All right, detective at keyboard, please identify yourself. Let's put in my username here, my screen name. Now that I'm an adult, let's do it. Let's catch Carmen. You have been identified, Baller Scuba. Your current rank is Ace Detective. Flash. National treasure stolen from Peking. Yeah, they call it Peking in this game. The treasure has been identified as an ancient Tang horse from the Tang dynasty, which I don't know my dynasties in China all that well, but I believe Tang is one of the older ones. I think we're talking. Yeah, I'm not going to really guess, but it's older. It's not like 1800s. It's way older than that, if memory serves me correctly. Could be like 16 or 17. Yeah, I don't know. Female suspect reported at the scene of the crime. All right, let's see if it's Carmen. We'll see. Track the thief from Peking to her hideout and arrest her. You must apprehend the thief by Sunday, 5 p.m. You kind of have the same timeline all the time. I don't know why they give you a timeline. But then again, there's a lot about how the cops and robbers parts of this game works that I don't fully understand. All right, let's go. The People's Republic of China, with more than 1 billion people, is the most populous country on Earth. That is also no longer true. As of recording this right now, India has surpassed it. But we get a picture of the Great Wall of China, which is a little bit north of Beijing, or Peking, as they call it here. Where are my options? Port Moresby, Paris, Lima, and Montreal. Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, Paris, France, Lima, Peru, and Montreal, Canada. Okay, let's go to the foreign ministry here. What do we got? The attaché says, the person you're looking for was here, and she said she was taking a message to the president. She had red hair. All right, so that is enough for me to solve it. Okay, so she went to a president, which means not Montreal. I don't know enough about Lima or Port Moresby. I don't know enough about Papua New Guinea or Peru's government to say, but I do know that Paris has a president. France has a president. They have a president. Yeah. All right, but red hair is honestly enough for us to get all the information that we need to get the warrant, which is nice. We can do that right off the bat. It's Lady Agatha. So, hooray. We will investigate further, so we need to go to somewhere with a president. Changed her money to, I'm going to say soles? Soles is probably the right one, because that is Lima, Peru. Is our next spot. So I'm going to go with soles. That sounds the Spanish pronunciation to me. That sounds about right. All right. Peru is slightly smaller than Alaska. It is bordered by Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil, Bolivia, and Chile. I don't have a lot of good things to say about a lot of these locations, but nice little picture there. All right, where are my options? Reykjavik and Cairo are my basically two destinations. Very different places, Iceland and Egypt. Let's see if we can't figure out which one of these it is very quickly. File henchman, you must be on the right track. The person you're looking for was here, and she left in a vehicle flying a red and blue flag. That takes us to Reykjavik, because Cairo, Egypt, I believe, is red, white, and black. Like, not even close. So, we will go to Reykjavik. And of course, you would have the World Almanac, so you could look this up if you wanted. All right, nice little picture of Reykjavik with an eye on it. Iceland has vast areas of glaciers and lava desert, as well as many hot water springs and geysers. Yes, it sure does. Sometimes I forget to see connections first. It doesn't really matter. All right, sources tell me she changed her money to, I think it's Cruceros. She had a nice convertible I already have gotten this one before, so I already know it is Rio de Janeiro. So that is where we're going to go. It sounds Portuguese, right? It doesn't sound like Baghdad or where's Bamako? Bamako is Mali, which is West Africa. That doesn't sound like a West African thing, even though Mali, you might not know much about it. It does, Cruceros does not sound African or really French, which is, Mali is a former French colony. All right, so Rio we go. All right, we have seen Brazil before, but we get a new little thing here. Brazil is the largest country in South America, larger than all of the continental United States. Continental meaning don't add Alaska to it. Alaska is big. All right, next stop to the harbor. I saw the person you're looking for, and she left in a yacht flying a green and white flag. Green and white. It's gotta be the Comoro Islands again, because Tokyo is definitely not green. It's got white, but it's red and white, so we'll just go straight there. I will say that they do get one of the flags wrong in this game, at least as far as I can tell based on what I've played. They say India's is red, white, and green. It's not red. It's a light orange. Like, it's not even close to red. All right, welcome to Moroni, the capital of the Comoros, a Muslim nation once ruled by the French. Once ruled? According to Wikipedia, when I looked it up, it's still, but what do I know? All right. I mean, what's Wikipedia? I don't know. Ooh, New Delhi, Port Moresby, and Singapore. Port Moresby and Singapore being together. I don't like that. We're probably going to have to do some digging here. She said she was taking the message to a prime minister. That does not help me at all. Could be any of them as far as I know. I don't know the governments of a lot of these other countries very well. Red, white, and green flag. So once again, my gut instinct is to say New Delhi, even though that is incorrect. But I'm going to do another investigation. We should have plenty of time. The first place you go costs 2 hours. Second place is 3. Third place is 4. Yeah, study Sikh temples. That is very much New Delhi. Like I said, it was my instinct, but I wanted to confirm it. Red, white, and green is what they say about India's flag. Feel free to look it up. It is not red. All right, we made it to New Delhi. 16 different native languages are spoken in India. Hindi and English are the official languages. I wonder why English. All right, let's look here. Moscow, I should point out, still Soviet Union, not anything else. So it'll be a red flag. Change her money to drachmas. Drachmas is a Greek currency, so we're going to Athens. Welcome to Athens, capital of Greece, home of the famous Parthenon. We saw that before. Our options now are Baghdad or Montreal. Hopefully I can figure that out. Just don't say, like, president or my... Oh, we don't have to go any further. The only thing I can tell you is to watch your step. Yeah, as you get further along, it's no longer the first place you go in the last area, the last location, that will catch the criminal. You need to do other ones. I think it's usually the third by the end. But it's only Thursday, so we got plenty of time. It turns out to be the second one. But this is kind of your last chance to get a warrant once you see this kind of stuff happening. Oh, that guy in the middle, he looks a little off to me. That's a good little jingle. I like when I get those jingles. All right, thanks to your help, the Peking police have apprehended Lady Agatha. What did we get from them again? An ancient Tang horse. Lady Agatha had the loot, an ancient Tang horse, which will be returned to the grateful residents of Peking. We here at Interpol thank you for your good work on this case. Your success will be noted on your record. All right, we're up to 11 wins now. 3 cases until your next promotion. Ready for your next case? Let's go ahead and go. We're going to start going faster as we've been through most of the stuff now. But I'm going to catch Carmen. That's the goal today. It might take a few runs, but we're going to do it. National treasure stolen from New Delhi. The treasure has been identified as a sacred monkey. Like a living monkey? They don't really explain. All right, female suspect. That's what I like to see at this point. I want to catch Carmen. Track the thief from New Delhi to her hideout and arrest her. You must apprehend the thief by Sunday at 5 p.m. Good luck. Let's go. All right, female. Let me make notes here just in case. Where are we possibly headed? Moscow, Moroni, and Athens. I go back and forth on Moroni. I really should look at it. I think it's Moroni. It's most likely that, because Moroni is something different. All right. She planned to study perfume. All right, that's Moroni. They talk about perfume a lot with the Comoro Islands. A rare Anjouan Scops Owl. I've never seen that one before, but we already know that it's Moroni. We're just kind of looking for clues about our suspect at this point. Green and white flag tattoo. There are 3 women with tattoos. Carmen Sandiego is not one of them, so this is not going to be Carmen Sandiego this time. Okay. Here we go. The chief industry of the Comoros is perfume made from perfume plants grown on the islands. Are they just called perfume plants? Once again, I don't know a lot about this area. All right, options are Rio, New Delhi, Port Moresby, and Singapore. So New Delhi we were at, so Rio, Port Moresby, and Singapore. I don't like that you keep on putting those all together. That makes it more difficult for me. All right, she wanted to see Brasilia. All right, so that is Rio. I don't know if you necessarily want to land in Rio in order to go to Brasilia, but I don't know the plane schedules, especially in 1985. All right, nothing there. There's a president in Brazil. Yeah, I already know about the tattoo. All right, let's go to Rio. All right, we've seen that one before. What are our options this time? We got Reykjavik and Tokyo. Once again, very different. So let's see what we can find here. Geysers. So we're going to go to Reykjavik. Hot springs. Still Reykjavik. Come on, give me clues about who this person is. Nope, Viking settlements. Are there Vikings in Tokyo? I mean, I'm sure there's like a couple, but that's a whole different issue. All right, options this time are Lima, Baghdad, and Bamako. What's Bamako again? I want to say that's Mali. Bamako, yeah, Mali, which is West Africa. So hopefully now we can get some information on our suspect, which is really the only thing I'm looking for at this point. Like, that's the main thing. Like, I can figure it out where to go. All right, Tuareg art, female tattoo, and tennis. That still leaves 2, including Lady Agatha, who we got last time. Is she already out? Tuareg is Mali, for the record. So we're going to head to Bamako for the first time. I don't know if I'm saying that right at all. I apologize for all my mispronunciations and bad information, but I'm kind of trying to wing this. Green, yellow, and red flag. That's still Mali. I am just trying to go off of what I just already know. All right, no new information there. All right, Bamako, with a population of more than 600,000, is virtually the only city in Mali, an arid country located in West Africa and extending into the Sahara Desert. And we get a lovely picture of mostly the Sahara Desert here. All right, Bangkok, Kathmandu, and Reykjavik. Kathmandu is Nepal. Let me look that up real quick. What is that? Kathmandu is Nepal. Yes. All right, come on. More information about our suspect, please. Hair color would be great. Tattoo, I already knew. Red, white, and blue flag. I believe that would be Bangkok out of our options. I don't believe Nepal's flag is red, white, and blue. So Bangkok, Thailand's flag should be like that. Yeah, female tennis tattoo is all we have so far. She had her driver along, so that would be a limo. Which puts it at a new person for us, thankfully. It'd be weird if she got out of prison just in time to be our next one. Yeah, limo would be a driver. All right, Dazzle Annie. I have to sleep. It's already Friday, but we have our next destination. I'm not sure that's the fastest way to fly to Bangkok, but what do I know? All right, located on the Indo-Chinese and Malayan peninsulas, Thailand is a country of rainforest and rice paddies. What are our options? Budapest and Paris. Hungary and France, huh? Does it matter? It matters. The Alfold Plain? I think that's Hungary, right? Yeah, that's Hungary. Okay, let's just go straight there. I did have to double check that one. But, you know, you're supposed to look this all up in the manual. All right, Hungary with an area slightly smaller than Indiana, they always have to put it back to American stuff, is bordered by Czechoslovakia, not a country anymore, Austria, Yugoslavia, not a country anymore, Romania, and the Soviet Union, not a country anymore. Half of those countries don't exist when I'm recording this. Hooray. We now know it as Czechia and Slovakia, and then Soviet Union is several different countries that would border Hungary, I believe, at this point. All right, so our options are Oslo and Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires is Argentina. Oslo is Norway. Once again, very different things. I should be able to figure it out unless they tell me president or whatever. Doesn't matter, though. Rumor has it that the gang is in town somewhere. There they are. Let me clear all my notes then, as we wait for police to get them. There are the cops. Go get them! And we caught them. Yeah, why they leave so many clues behind, I'm not sure. Everybody seems to know who they are. If I stole something, I probably wouldn't talk to people in the next town I traveled to. Thanks to your help, the New Delhi police have apprehended Dazzle Annie. We got the monkey! Dazzle Annie had the loot, a sacred monkey, which will be returned to the grateful residents of New Delhi. I'm going to assume it's a statue or something, not like a living monkey. We're here at Interpol. Thank you for your good work on this case. Your success will be noted on your record. Two more cases until your next promotion. All right. Ready for your next case? Let's do it. 2 more cases to go, probably. You have been identified, Baller Scuba. Like I said, though, I've heard that Carmen can show up in any of these, but it's probably going to be the 14th one. Let's be honest. Flash, national treasure stolen from Tokyo. The treasure has been identified as a prized royal carp. That one's probably alive, isn't it? That's a living carp. Male suspect reported, so not Carmen, right off the bat. Track the thief from Tokyo to his hideout and arrest him. Let me make a note just in case I, for some reason, forget that it is a male suspect. You must apprehend the thief by Sunday at 5. Friday would be a little too difficult. Welcome to Tokyo, the capital of Japan. Mount Fuji, one of Japan's most famous sites, is located near the city. All right, what are my options? Sydney, Rio, and Colombo, Sri Lanka. We haven't been to Sri Lanka, have we? I don't think so. I don't think we've been to Sydney either. So hopefully it's not Rio. I want to go somewhere new. I hear he changed his money to rupees. The jewelry he wore looked expensive. All right, so mail and jewelry. It's Colombo, by the way. That leaves one person already. So we already got what we needed here. Mail and jewelry. And that should give us Fast Eddie B. Like right off the bat. All right, so to Colombo we go because they use dollars, they use cruceros, I believe it was, and they use rupees. So off to Sri Lanka we go. I don't know a ton about Sri Lanka, but I believe at this point they'd be in a civil war, so you might not want to go. Welcome to Colombo, the capital of Sri Lanka, a mountainous island nation off the southeast coast of India. All right, once again, we already have all the information we need, so let's just figure out where to go. Hey, there's a couple new ones for us. Istanbul is Turkey, and then Kigali is Rwanda. I believe that Rwanda at this point would be probably tense, but not in the Civil War. I don't know necessarily the state of the world in 1985 all that well. And then we got Cairo, which we have been to before. Let's see what the airport says as I have to sleep. File henchman, you must be on the right track. Red, white, and black flag. That is Cairo. Istanbul is red and yellow. And Rwanda is, it's got like red and yellow. Let me look it up. Rwanda flag is, oh no, it's not, that's not the one I'm thinking of. It is blue, white, and green. Yeah, it's like, you can kind of tell just by the colors what parts of Africa it would be from. And yeah, that's definitely more of the north of the Sahara Desert, Arab side of Africa. Let's go that way. Welcome to Cairo, the capital of Egypt. Not far from the modern capital are the ancient pyramids and a famous Sphinx statue. It's not a very good rendering of the Sphinx, but that's all right. All right, Buenos Aires, Lima, and San Marino. San Marino is San Marino. It's a country inside of Italy. Let's put it that way. It's very small. All right, where are we going? Just don't tell me president. Like, that stuff just doesn't help me all that much. The undersecretary. A suspicious person was here and he left in a vehicle flying a blue and white flag. I don't know San Marino's flag off the top of my head. Let me look that up. San Marino flag. That could be blue and white. It's got like a crest in the middle. But Buenos Aires is Argentina, right? And Argentina also has a flag that I would consider blue and white. But they have a sun in the middle. So telling me blue and white just eliminates Lima because theirs is red and white. So we still got a couple options here. I was hoping to go faster than this, but what are you going to do? Blue and white flag, not going to help me here. The oldest state in Europe. There we go. Europe, and it is the oldest state, San Marino. For whatever reason, they just didn't integrate into Italy. And once again, I don't know the history. I'm sure it is interesting and available, but I don't know it. Postage stamps and tourism are San Marino's largest industries. Postage stamps? What does your country export? Postage. All right, Singapore, Rome, London. We haven't been to any of those, so we're going to go somewhere new today. That's good. You want to visit a peninsula in Southeast Asia. That would be Singapore. Rome and London's shockingly not in Southeast Asia. In case you didn't know, here is the map. Yeah, look how far it is from San Marino to Rome. It's almost nothing. All right, Singapore we go. There's a reason I know geography pretty well, and it is Carmen Sandiego. Welcome to Singapore. Singapore is strongly influenced by Chinese culture. 3/4 of the nation's residents are Chinese. Interesting history, Singapore. Once again, not enough time, don't know it all that well, so not going to go into it, but definitely worth checking out. All right, Oslo, Mexico City, and Moroni. Let's just hope it's not Moroni. One, because I'm probably not pronouncing it right, and we've been there several times. So the person looking for, he was looking for Muslim art. He arrived in a convertible. It's Moroni. Norway is not Muslim. Mexico is not Muslim. But these guys are. Yeah, Muslim territory, also interesting story behind why it goes that way. It goes the way that it does. All right, Rio, New Delhi, and Port Moresby. Where did we come from? We came from Singapore. So yes, Port Moresby. All right. We should be getting close to it, though. Probably one more after this. We wanted to catch a taipan. I think that is Port Moresby. Yeah, that's Papua New Guinea. So we will go there. Port Moresby. Because my first thought of Taipan spelled like that is Taiwan, but that's not an option in this game for political reasons. All right, Port Moresby we go. That's probably not the fastest way to get to Papua New Guinea. All right, hundreds of primitive tribes, including some that are headhunters, live in the heavily forested mountains of Papua New Guinea. Yes, not only headhunters, cannibals. There's a reason that Kuru still exists, and it's because of Papua New Guinea, basically. Okay, Peking and New York. Very, very different areas. Let's see if I can figure out which one it is. It's Friday. Oh, we don't have to figure it out. We're already there. You're getting too close, Gumshoe. Hey, I am an ace detective. You will address me as such. All right, last one. And then we will have Fast Eddie B. Let me once again clear all my notes, as the long process of capturing him is done. There we go. Fast Eddie B is obtained. A prized royal carp. Did he travel with the carp? Also, why is he traveling so much? Why wouldn't you travel one place, hide for like a week or two, and then maybe he's trying to sell it? I don't know. They're not very smart criminals, these vile guys. All right, should be number 13. So this should be our last case. This should be the last one to get to the highest rank, and honestly, it should be Carmen Sandiego. So let's get this done. Your current rank is Ace Detective. National treasure stolen from Moscow. The treasure has been identified as Ivan the Terrible's crown. Ooh. That's an actual one. That one I know pretty well. Female suspect reported. We're off to a good start. All right, let's go to Moscow and figure out who this is. Let's not screw this one up, yeah? The Soviet Union is the largest country in the world. It occupies 1/6 of the Earth's land area. That is still true of one of the, successors of the Soviet Union. Still the largest country. 1/6 probably isn't right anymore, though. All right, New Delhi, Buenos Aires, and Sydney. Let's figure out where we're going. Tugboat captain says the person you're looking for was here, and she left in a yacht flying a sun flag, which would be Buenos Aires, Argentina, which is what I figured. Usually they tell me it's a sun flag instead of a blue and white flag for Argentina, but, it's still technically blue and white. just with a sun in the middle. She changed her money to Australs. That makes you think Australia, doesn't it? But no, they use dollars. All right, jewelry. That leaves 2 people, Mary LaRocque and Carmen Sandiego. Okay, let's see if we can get another clue from the library here. Jewelry, and then gauchos, which would be the cowboys, basically, the ranchers in the Pampas in Argentina there. So, Buenos Aires, across the board. The fertile Pampas, or plains region in central Argentina, provides an abundance of beef and grain. Yeah, Argentinian beef, I hear, is very good beef. I don't think I've had it. I don't think. I don't know where all my beef has come from, but I don't think I've had it. Options here are Cairo and Budapest. Fairly close, very different. All right, female jewelry. What else do we got? I must be on the right track. You're damn right I do. I heard she wanted to ride across the Alfold Plain. We got that one before. It's Budapest. And tennis. That's enough. Female, tennis, jewelry. Compute for me. It's Carmen Sandiego. I have never caught her. I am very excited for this. All right, Budapest. Budapest. I have to say it right. Budapest. Yes, Budapest, with a population of more than 2 million, was once 2 cities, Buda and Pest, separated by the Danube River. All right, so we got Oslo and Bangkok. As long as it's not the president prime minister thing, I should be able to get it. I think they both have prime ministers, but, you know, what do I know? Changed her money to bahts. That would be Bangkok. So we never made it to Oslo, unfortunately. Once it's an option, I think it's kind of gone for good if you don't go there. Welcome to Bangkok, the capital of Thailand. Bangkok is laced with canals and dotted with pagodas. Why did you want to go to Bangkok? Crime reasons. All right, Bamako and Paris are our options. That means they both speak French, so we might be out. The ancient Franks, though, would be Paris. I think this is the first time we've been to Paris. Such a long journey. It usually takes about 6 hours to travel, kind of no matter how far you go. All right, with its wide, fertile plains, France produces more food than any other country in Western Europe. I did not know that, actually, but it doesn't surprise me. London or Peking? I like it when they're very different. It makes it easy for me. All right, it is Thursday morning. Red, white, and blue flag means that it is London. It could also be Bangkok, but we just came from Bangkok, so it's got to be London. London is the capital of the United Kingdom, which consists of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Yeah, it's a little difficult always to keep track of all the differences there. Northern Ireland's a little contentious in 1985, to say the least. Yeah, like Great Britain, England, and United Kingdom, people use interchangeably, but they mean different things. Don't use them interchangeably. Okay. Yeah, you never want to backtrack in this game. Dinars would be Baghdad. So, like, the answer here would not be Paris. You never want to backtrack. It's always one of the other ones. Iraq's neighbors are Jordan, Syria, Turkey, Iran, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia. Lots of places you can go from Iraq. That's all I'm going to say about that at this point. How's Kuwait doing? It's early for that. Did we get her already? There goes the suspect. Here come the police. You better catch her. Don't let her slip. And we got her. Fantastic! You have successfully arrested the ringleader, Carmen Sandiego, and sent her to jail for good. Congratulations, your name will go into the Interpol Hall of Fame. Ready for your next case? No, I did it. I caught Carmen. But yeah, you can continue to play this kind of forever. There's no limit. It just kind of randomizes, or at least feels like it's random, who it's going to be. But there you go. We caught Carmen Sandiego. They didn't really have a picture for her or anything. I'm kind of disappointed about that. But if I hit no here, I didn't want to do the next case. But yes, when you catch Carmen Sandiego on your 14th mission, you do get into the Hall of Fame. And I'm off the detective roster now. Did not know that was going to happen, but there you go. There we go. The Interpol Detective Hall of Fame. I've moved over to there. Hooray, I did it. And that is the game played. And with the game played, it's time to talk about how it holds up today. Playing the game today, I obviously had fun playing Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. I mean, it's obvious. I made it into the Hall of Fame. I played it for, I think the timer said around 50 minutes. I played it for quite a bit. I enjoy playing this game. This is a game, like I said, I grew up with. I have a lot of fond memories of it. But I never caught Carmen Sandiego, so I definitely wanted to do that this time and was willing to put in the time to make that happen. I prepped, I did 5 missions. Things are fun in this game. I enjoy it. This is the type of game that I enjoy. It's an adventure game. It uses kind of trivia. It uses real life facts, all that kind of stuff. So obviously I personally like the game probably a lot more than a lot of people would normally, but I really did have fun playing it. That's why I kept going. In terms of how it holds up, there's a few things that obviously don't hold up. Number 1, they're facts about geography. The world keeps changing, and that's kind of an issue for games that want a release and never to touch it again. So things like the Soviet Union, several of the countries, several of the facts, they didn't hold up simply because the world has changed since then. And since we're not going to talk about it all that much, we can kind of just say, yeah, the Soviet Union falls, right? All that kind of stuff happens in the real world, and that dates this game. And so that aspect did not age very well. In terms of the graphics, I don't think that aged very well at all. I think that the graphics in this game leave a lot to be desired, but that's just because we are dealing with real world pictures, real world photographs that they then kind of put into an image in the game, and that is not going to do well. When you try to do realistic things, it does not age well. With that said, the graphics are such a limited part of this game that I don't think it really matters all that much that the graphics did not age well. The criminals look like criminals, right? They're the stereotypical criminal in the trench coat and all that kind of stuff. The cops look like cops. The little animations are very nice. The jingles are also very nice. They last a little long, but that's just me. Otherwise, like, the graphics and sound, they're fine for the time. They just don't age. The graphics in particular don't age well because they're trying to do photo images. And obviously the computers in 1985 cannot handle that. So they had to draw it, and the drawings are decent. We have seen better. We have already seen better. So I think those did not age particularly well. But once again, it doesn't matter all that much, does it? In terms of the gameplay, I think the gameplay holds up very well. I think that this is something that people would want to get into. I think that especially for kids, right? This is an educational game. I think that kids will like how this game functions and will want to do it. They'll want, I'm sure the parents will want accurate facts. The kids probably will too. You'll probably get frustrated if you look up something on, in a modern textbook or website or anything like that, and you don't see the information that you're looking for because the information has changed, right? And the fact that there is one, I would say, false piece of information in the game with the colors of the Indian flag, I would say that that particular part doesn't age well, but overall, the concept of the gameplay and even the details of how the game functions, I think does hold up well. It's simple, it's easy to understand, and give it to a child of probably at least like 8 or so, and they will have fun playing the game. In terms of would I recommend this to a modern audience, I think it is definitely a game that became so synonymous with video game culture as a whole that it's at least worth checking out. Watching somebody play it, playing it for yourself, as we will talk about, there are so many different versions of this game. Pick up one of the versions, play it for yourself, see if you have fun, see if you can catch Carmen Sandiego. But yeah, in terms of things that I would want more from it, I want the villains to have their own pictures, their own animations, their own thing. I didn't feel like I did anything special by catching Carmen Sandiego because Carmen Sandiego's sprite, the picture of the person that I caught, looked like everybody else. So it didn't feel as special as I was hoping it to feel in this version. But overall, I would recommend it to most people interested in, educational games, in geography. Pick it up, play it. If you don't want to play it for yourself, watch somebody else play it like I did. It is so important and influential in the history of video games that I think it's worth your time to at least look at. And that's my modern take on the game. When it was released, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego would prove to be a big hit. While it did not hit high numbers immediately, it would sell over 4 million units by 1995, becoming by far the best-selling educational game of the time. Critics at the time were positive about the game, praising the graphics and the educational quality of the game. Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego would see ports, remakes, and start a franchise that reached outside video games. We will keep an eye on some of these as we continue. As for Broderbund, they would continue to be a dominant force in the American computer game publishing industry. We will hear from Broderbund again. As for the individuals behind the game, we will hear from Dane Bigham, Gene Portwood, Lauren Elliott, and Gary Carlston again, although perhaps only briefly. As for David Siefkin, he would not return to the video game industry, and we will not hear from him again. That will do it for the story of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego for now. My name is Baller Scuba. This has been Video Games Over Time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video when we deliver some mail.